Heyo, welcome to OmniBros Live on a Friday. I'm OmniDog, joined by Comics Guide and
Hi, Dada.
and a close personal friend of Comics Guide. Who is this? All we can see is this big tangle of black hair because the Comics Guide thing is blocking your face. Oh, hi. How are you doing?
Say hi.
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 Say, what you doing?
What you doing?
I'm doing a YouTube show with your dad.
Say, oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah?
It's bedtime. It's time for you to go to bed, Peanut.
Come on, baby. Let's go say good night, everybody.
Say night-night.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thanks for being here. Good to see you, cutie pie.
Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Have fun.
That was adorable.
Did you have fun?
Happy Friday, everybody. We have made it. You survived. You got through the week, and it is now the weekend, ladies and gentlemen. So
Yeah.
relax.
Kane
Enjoy
says,
your-
happy Friday, everyone. We made it.
Absolutely. Enjoy an extra dessert. Maybe enjoy a little bit of an extra Coca-Cola or a Pepsi or whatever tickles your fancy, and kick back and relax. And Jess and I are going to enjoy a good Friday night with our soft, dulcet tones. And for those of you on the way home from work, the 5 o'clock Rock Jam.
Brought to you by InStockTrades.com, where you can get your collected editions from 30% up to 80% off. I think a lot in the red tag sale is still there. It's 60% off. This is a new month. Oh, don't forget your loyalty 2% discount. New month, so we're rolling it over, and a $50 gift card is free again. Razor Ramen won it last time, so sadly he is not available or allowed to win it this time, but that means you are out there.
Ooh.
$50 or more in an order in the United States gets you free shipping, fabulous customer service, fabulous packaging. That's InStockTrades.com.
There you go.
Yeah.
We are known as the Delilah for comic book aficionados, so I will take that compliment. Thank you very much.
Aku, are you spoiling that movie for those of us that haven't seen it?
Delilah.
William Lee, good afternoon, good evening. Jewish Dragons. Jewish Dragons, hello. Javi, hello. Yes, we did have a special guest. Welcome to the OmniBros show. Yeah, Cage. Silver Age Wonder Woman 3. Come on, man. Where's my Batman and Superman Silver Age Wonder or Silver Age Volume 3? We haven't even gotten Volume 2 left yet. Freaking frick. Hey, AS. AS had something really AS had really good Italian sandwiches for lunch the other day. That was in my Discord. It looked really good instead of pizza. Yeah. Nice. Now, I don't know how to pronounce this man's name. I heard about it last night on Peter M's show. Do you know how to say? I've always said juice, but it's probably something else. Do you know how to pronounce it?
I always say Butch Guice.
Guice.
Yeah, I say Butch Guice. Butch Guice, he passed away yesterday. His family didn't disclose causes. He wasn't the most famous artist, but he was a total gunslinger. He could draw anything, and he never stopped making comics. Rest in peace, man.
Yeah, how old was he?
Ooh, that's a.
I feel like he was a pretty famous '90s name, wasn't he? Guy Ice, Butch Guy Ice,
Butch Guice,
Guy Ice.
He was 1961. He was born 1961.
That's way too young. 63 years old. Don't like that at all.
Yeah, that's way too young, man. And I think you're right. He was a '90s guy.
More than anything. I feel like I remember him from '90s Image Comics type and Marvel stuff like that.
Yeah.
63. That is so young.
This is way too damn young. Way too damn young.
Things started.
Yeah, when you think about it, most people aren't even cracking retirement at 63. They're about to.
But I think that must be why NFL dude said, and he was still cranking it out, because at some point, you do slow down.
It is. It's tough. It's tough. We're seeing a lot of the older guys, especially from the 80s and the 90s now. They're starting to get up there in age. And, it kind of sucks to see them slow down. And certainly the output isn't the same as what it was. Or in some cases, in my opinion, the years have not been kind to certain art styles. I'm not going to shoehorn it. I don't think John Romita Jr.'s art style has aged particularly well over the last few years. I'm not saying he's a terrible artist. I mean, you could certainly look at his Daredevil work and you could go, man, that dude had it when he had it. And that Daredevil run is still great from back then. But yeah, his newer stuff just isn't up to snuff for me. It happens.
Okay, so Guice. Butch Guice.
I mean, didn't Jim Lee he's doing a retirement tour basically now? He's like, this is going to be his last time.
Is that right?
I don't know if this is his last time, but he's opening it up for commissions now, and he's doing a few comic book conventions and stuff like that. We talked about this earlier on, I think, last year. His prices were very, very, very high, but it's Jim Lee.
Jim Lee, yeah.
It's Jim Lee. And it's Jim Lee, and he ain't getting any younger. And there are people that would pay it.
He's got 9 mouths to feed, plus his wife, 10 mouths to feed. So,
well, I think Jim Lee is doing okay financially.
Good. I think I've never met him, but he seems like a really nice guy. Obviously, fabulously talented. Excuse me. Sorry to hear about that, Matt. Comic Boy 101 fractured his thumb.
Oh.
Please tell me it was video games. That would be such a great. I hope it wasn't falling like off a bike or a tree.
Oh,
please tell me it was like a video game injury. I don't want to know that he slipped and fell or hurt himself.
Yeah.
Okay,
real quick, because we were on the subject.
Which subject?
Jim Lee. Do you remember what the prices were for those commissions?
I don't. Not offhand. Do you have them pulled up?
I did. I was able to pull them up. I find this to be interesting. We talked about this last year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, for the first time over to be delivered exclusively. This is all right. So the catch was, real quick, it was 6 per show. That was it. So once he had his 6, he wasn't going to do any more, which probably makes sense.
So what? And 6, what was he? His commission was going to be like if I asked for Catwoman, it's going to be like a full front Catwoman with like a little background, like say.
I was going to get to that.
Sorry, didn't
didn't
know how thorough you were.
No. It is okay. So an 11 by 17. I don't know how big that is. Do you have anything that you would know that would be something the equivalent of that?
11 by 17. I have a. I have a way of figuring it out. Okay. I have a measuring tape and a Rick Remender big Omni thing, which is 11 by 17. Okay. Wait a sec.
Aku is saying that's print size.
Print size. Well, what size is a print?
That's what I'm wondering.
Okay, this book here is an inch shorter than 11 by 17.
That's a pretty good size. Okay.
He's drawing this big.
That's a good size.
Yeah.
That's a good size.
This is not like a Holiday Inn blow card with a signature on it.
Right.
Got for the Hate box set. Yeah, that's a big size.
That's a good size.
Okay.
Take a swing at what the price was. See if you remember.
Gosh, I feel like it was $50,000 or $60,000.
No, you're overshooting it.
Oh, what? He's
Yeah,
20,000.
bingo. So, an 11 by 17 full figure, one character with limited backgrounds is 20 grand.
Okay.
Yeah. If you wanted more than one character or extra backgrounds or recreation of other covers not drawn by Jim Lee, it would be $25,000 to $35,000. That's a down payment on a home, man.
You're not wrong. Let's say I had the scratch. I'm not just getting Catwoman. I'd want Poison Ivy and Harley in there too. Gotham City Sirens.
Yeah.
So I would say, well, if I've got 20, then I've got 25 or 30. But what would I want for the background? Probably some Gotham City skyline.
Yeah, I think Gotham would probably be the go-to. That would probably be the one that makes the most sense.
I should call my wife and see if I can if we can pull 30,000 out of savings just for this.
It is a once in a lifetime opportunity, Jess. Jim Lee isn't getting any younger, so
no. And this sounds like you said it's his retirement tour or something.
Yeah, I mean so you got to think about this. How many shows is he doing? Doesn't say. However many shows he's going to do, he's got 6 per show, and he's started. What's the low end on this? So on the low end, it's about 1,000. That's the lowest one. He's gonna have because somebody will pay the 20 grand. I'm sure somebody will pay the 20 grand.
What do you get for 1,000?
All right, so let me go down the list. So a 9 by 12 inch waist up figure with limited backgrounds. How much do you think it goes?
Okay, 9 by 12. That's like the size. Okay, 9 by 12. That's actually still pretty big.
Good size.
Yeah. Is that 1,000?
That is 9,000 to 15,000. Yeah.
What's 1,000? Like a playing card? Is it a playing card?
It's a compact edition. A small headshot sample is $1,000, and it is 3.25 by 7 inches, and it's a side profile only.
Oh yeah, like you get from artists on those blank covers.
Yeah,
because they can whip those out.
Jim Lee could fart that out in the bathroom, like while he's finishing up, just real quick. A blank cover comic, only bust shot, with no background.
Okay.
How much do you think? Blank cover comic. Think about the size of that.
Yeah. 5,000?
8,000 to 12,000. 12,000 if it's a wraparound.
Ooh, that'd be cool to have a wraparound cover.
Yeah, very cool. I mean, I don't know how you would justify it to your wife or anybody that's married going, hey, sweetie, I'm going to have this guy. He's going to draw an $8,000 drawing on this comic of Catwoman.
I have some original art collectors on my show tomorrow night, Carl of Carl's Collection and Bunk Master B. So I will talk to them about that. I think you and I are both in agreement. We don't begrudge Jim Lee this at all.
No, I don't.
The market is what the market is, and if you don't like it, don't pay it.
Bingo.
This is what he's charging, and he'll get those 6 commissions for sure.
Exactly.
And God bless him. If he was some kind of hack artist, he's not going to get $10, but he's Jim Lee, so I 100% think he deserves it, and I'm glad he's limiting. Well, he's also limiting it too, because if he was just like charging $100, he'd have 10,000 people out the door.
Yeah, this isn't some no-name schmuck that's working at Artist Alley drawing big boobed anime girls and stuff like that for $10 a pop. You know,
Well, don't be
respect to
too
them.
hard on those people. They do
Respect
us a
to
service.
them. Respect to them. Everybody's got to make their bones, right? Everybody's got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
But it's Jim Lee. At the end of the day, he's a name in the industry. He's a figurehead in the industry, and he's been around for forever, since the 90s. Yeah, it was 90s he broke in, really. And again, he's not getting any younger. How old? Jim's what, 50? Got to be pushing close to 60 at this point. He looks great. He looks great for his age.
Yeah, he does. Well, let me think. How old was I in the 90s? Let's see. 99, I turned 40. Those guys were like kids in the mid 90s that formed Image, right? They were all in their 20s, McFarlane and Jim Lee and stuff.
Yeah.
So if he's like 15 years younger than I am, then he's in his low 50s.
60. He just hit 60.
Oh, he did.
He looks great for his age, man.
It looks better than I do. I'll say that. Yeah. Good job.
He just hit 60, which he's got like 9 kids. I don't know how he looks as good as he does. And meanwhile, I'm falling apart like Gumby melting in the sun with my 2 kids. He looks great. Yeah. So Jim Lee is 60. Like I said, if you got the scratch, I'd pay it. Honest to God, I would. If I had the disposable income and my wife was cool with it, or if I still lived in my mom's basement and I could, throw my tax return or something like that at it, I would have done it. I probably would have, and taken advantage of the event.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, that's a car.
That is a car.
I need my car more than I need Jim Lee drawing. But if I, just went into a dealership and dropped 30,000 cash on a car, I probably would have 20 also for a Jim Lee commission. I don't know. Yeah, I don't blame him at all. And I'm not jealous either. Whoever buys them, good for them. I'm not jealous of Jim Lee. I mean, he works hard.
Yes, he does.
So I just, it is what it is, and it's Jim Lee. I don't know. This is subjective, this question. And Aku, I saw your question about Allred and Slot Silver Surfer, so I'll get to that right after we finish this. But since 1990 till now, 35 years. 35 years, yeah.
Yeah.
Is he considered the preeminent artist for the past 35 years?
I don't think so. I think, and of course, I think art is subjective, so I could be wrong. I would argue Alex Ross is.
Okay. Two different styles.
Very different styles.
Mm-hmm.
I would argue Alex Ross to a more common fan, and I don't mean this as a slander or anything like that. To Joe Schmo on the street, Jim Lee probably carries a lot more weight, because he was certainly massive in the 90s, and to a lot of fans, that is their version of Batman. That's my version of Batman. When I think of Batman, my definitive take on Batman is Jim Lee's take, where he's got the boot treads, he's got the short ears and stuff like that. That is my favorite drawing. That's my favorite rendition of Batman.
Thank you for saying it's not night, Bane night, Brett back break, Batman. Whatever that story was.
No.
Whatever it was. Nightfall. That was it.
Nightfall. I think to more seasoned collectors and maybe hardcore collectors, I think Alex Ross has a little bit more weight to it, because it's Alex Ross. And I think not only that, I think as a piece of art, and again, I'm not looking down on Jim Lee stuff. Jim Lee's an amazingly talented artist. I think if you were to put a Jim Lee piece up and an Alex Ross piece up, people would more gravitate towards the Alex Ross piece as like, oh, that's an actual piece of quote unquote art.
Yeah.
You get me?
Yeah.
Like you could look at everything in Kingdom Come and just be blown away at a lot of the stuff that Alex Ross did in that book.
Yeah.
This Kingdom Come, even by today's standards, Kingdom Come looks incredible. It still holds up.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, and again, I'm not slandering Jim Lee, a lot of that stuff that he was doing with Image and a lot of the stuff that he was doing with the 90s X-Men stuff, it's very much of its time.
Mm-hmm.
Where I think if you look at something like Kingdom Come, Kingdom Come to me is timeless. You could drop somebody, you could show somebody Kingdom Come today and they go, holy shit, Kingdom Come looks amazing. Whereas Jim Lee back then, certainly his style has evolved and you could see it. Jim Lee back then is very much a 90s art style. Same thing with Todd McFarlane. Todd McFarlane's art style, very much in that time period. Rob Liefeld, in that time period. And a lot of those guys, they have not evolved, I would argue, as well as somebody like a Jim Lee, where Jim Lee's kind of adapted a little bit over the years and shifted his style enough where it's like, dude, he still kicks ass. His drawings still, he can still draw his ass off. Whereas if you look at something like Rob Liefeld, it's like, yeah, okay. Yeah, that's a Rob Liefeld drawing.
Okay, I'm going to time you out if you mean this, Brian. A Jim Lee Alf. What? I am going to time you out for that comment. Who would? You're totally making fun. Nobody wants a Jim Lee drawing of Alf. How dare you? Oh, update on Comic Boy 101, who I see is in the chat. Hey, dude. No, he's just messing around, jammed it, got checked to the hospital, said he was fine, and then today radiology called and had him come over and get splinted. Ortho appointment Monday. Okay.
Damn.
Good to hear you're okay, Comic Boy.
Absolutely.
Tell everybody that it was a skateboard accident, though. Go buy a skateboard if you don't have one tomorrow and show up to school, what's up, my fellow kids, hanging a skateboard with your broken thumb. Yeah.
So I mean, that's my 2 cents. Again, art is subjective. Somebody else could feel completely different than how I feel, and that's perfectly fine. But I think if I would pay 20 grand if I had the scratch more for an original Alex Ross over 20 grand for an original Jim Lee.
Let's see what the chat has to say. Wait, Brian. I don't have the money to actually waste, but having that on your wall might be the greatest conversation starter ever. Yeah, my wife would say, take all your things and go. That would be our last conversation. I think the great comic book artists of today, Dan Mora, Jorge Jimenez, and Patrick Gleason.
Dan Mora's up there. I would put Dan Mora up as one of the greats today.
Yeah, Kane asked Kane asked this question. This is a good question. Who is today's best and iconic artist?
That's we're talking now. That's really difficult because you've got a lot. I would argue the talent pool has never been better.
Yeah,
there are a lot of insanely talented artists that are crushing it at a pace that I don't know how some of these guys do it. I would make a case maybe Bruno Redondo is up there for his Nightwing stuff.
Mikel Janin.
Okay.
I'm saying his name right. A car depreciates. You're right. A Jim Lee piece would appreciate. That's a good point, William. I'm still not doing it, but he got a painted commission from an artist I really like a few years ago for $100. I requested Snake from Metal Gear Solid. How about that? I knew what that was. Solid Snake. MG3 because the artists worked in games. Oh, I was really disappointed with the pose they chose. That's too bad. And Aku thinks that greatest artist ever. It is totally subjective.
Yeah.
So it's up to you. For interior art, absolutely Jim Lee is the most influential. He had his initial pop in the late 80s, then again through the 90s, again with Hush in 2003, once again with JL launching New 52.
That's a good point.
And we're not holding it against him that he brought life to All-Star Batman and Robin. That was a paycheck. It was like Michael Caine in Jaws 4.
So this is a good point. This is a very good point. Is it a bigger event in comics when Jim Lee does interiors or Alex Ross comes back and does interiors?
I feel like there's more Jim Lee. Well, Jim Lee's doing interiors right now for Hush 2.
Yeah, but it's Hush 2.
I know, but I'm going to buy it for an art book.
Okay. That'll be on the pull quote on the back of the book. OmniDog, I'm buying this for an art book.
I personally am a big fan of Hush. I know Hush has its detractors out there. I was just looking at it the other day. I can't remember why. Oh, you're the one. I was just looking at it. I can't remember why I was looking at it. It's to justify getting more Mafex figures. I was like, wait, where's the Joker again in this? Where's Riddler? Oh yeah. Okay, I can get a Riddler, but wait, don't I? And I said, but wait, where's Robin? So I found Robin, and so there's a Robin Mafex because I forgot. I knew Nightwing was in there, but I forgot Robin. Anyway, I don't remember my point. Oh, I don't think because it takes Alex Ross a long time.
It does
to do those. I feel like there's just a handful of his books. I mean, we could name them right now, probably Marvel's, Justice, Kingdom Come.
The Fantastic Four book that he did about 2 or 3 years ago that was amazing.
Fantastic Four, this book, Uncle Sam. So I don't know why I'm using two hands to do 5. What else? Now he does a ton of covers.
And that's when you're Alex Ross, you can make your name doing just covers and you'll be just fine.
Well, yeah, he does all kinds of covers, but what I feel like maybe I'm forgetting somebody.
Somebody in the chat will. I think we are forgetting something. Somebody in the chat will allow.
Yeah, with Alex Ross art. We'll see. Marvels. I don't think he did any follow-up to Marvels, and I don't think he did anything for Earth X, except like concept art. He didn't actually draw it.
Yeah, I forgot about
that. Yeah, those timeless covers really are great.
Yeah.
Honestly, I wouldn't have him do Alf. I'd have him do a rendition of Jimmy Olsen 98. Where Jimmy is marrying a gorilla. I remember that cover.
Oh, man. Aku, I am so happy you are happy with Hush too, man. Honestly. Like,
I haven't read it yet, so I don't know.
I haven't read it either, because it's Hush, and I don't like Hush. And I think we've kind of made we put our sword in the sand, or whatever statement you want to use, after Widening Gyre and Cacophony, where we're like, we are not doing bad books anymore. I don't got it in me anymore.
Hush is not a bad book. How dare you? What? Oh, are you actually throwing them in the same basket? Hush in the same basket with Widening Gyre?
No.
Okay.
let's slow down, okay? I am not getting that hate mail, okay?
Yeah, he's gonna kick you off the show.
Okay, so here's a peek behind the curtain a little bit. I have been known a little bit from time to time to instigate some fights on the show between me and the fans. That is not a sword I am willing to die on, okay?
Okay.
Hush has at least a competent story, and Hush has Jim Lee's art, which Widening Gyre and Cacophony has neither of those. Okay,
right? Yeah. Okay. Good. Okay. Good. Let's see. I do definitely more of an Alex Ross guy personally. I know this is Kenny. This is right. Dan Moore is doing art on like 3 to 6 DC books, and it's all quality. It doesn't drop at all.
Dan Moore just doesn't sleep. I really believe
that. As far as art goes, I like Bilquis Evely.
Bilquis Evely, yeah.
Yeah, the Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow artist. I really like. I believe it's a woman. Really like her art a lot.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Lucas Wernick drawing Storm. Yeah. The Allreds, Sanford Green, and Denise Camp are probably my top recent current guys.
Good choices.
Denise Camp is doing an absolute book right now.
Yeah.
Wait, you just told us about Martian Manhunter. Do you remember?
Is that him?
It was a Denise, and is it Denise Camp?
It might be French. That sounds.
Oh, Denise Camp.
Kirby
is my goat. Oh, Raphael Grandpa, yeah.
Javier Rodriguez is doing Martian Manhunter.
Oh, but I think Denise Camp is writing something. He's writing it.
He's writing it.
He's writing it.
Yeah.
Okay. Is Denise Camp also an artist? Huh. Okay. Today's best artist is Jason Fabok. Come on.
Good choice. That's not a bad choice, man.
No, not at all. I'm just looking at I'm not in the right room for it, but I loved all the art in that Black Cat by Jed McKay run. That was really smooth and really clean lines. I really liked all of it. But I really, really, really like Mikel Yanin, if I'm saying that right. World's Greatest Superheroes. There's number 6. Thank you.
We can also kind of see the ebb and flow of certain artists, where some artists, and along with writers, they really just into the zeitgeist of comic books, and then it's not that they fizzle out. It's like, okay, well, you did your amazing run, and then you go do a few other titles and stuff like that, and people still follow you. But it's really interesting to see that. For Greg Capullo, had his Batman run with New 52. For a whole generation, I firmly believe, for a whole generation of kids, that's going to be their Batman. Is that Greg Capullo New 52 Batman run? And it's not that he hasn't done great work since then. He certainly has. But he hasn't been able to really catch that lightning that he caught with that New 52 Batman run. And that happens. There's nothing wrong with that. They're still pumping out great books. He's doing that Wolverine book right now with Jonathan Hickman. And I still need to read that. I bet the art is incredible in that.
Yeah. Yeah, he is great. NFL Dude says, I think the most historic artist of the 2020s will be DWJ. He's shown that you don't need to work on monthly comics to make a career. He grew a dedicated base, then slowly more people found his work. Plus, he is such a nice guy. I really love him. He is such a nice guy. I wish nothing but great things for that guy.
One of my favorite artists is Mike Mignola.
Yeah.
I love Mike's art. I've always loved it. And his art is not for everybody. It's very blocky. It's very minimal at times, but I love it. I love his art style.
Where are my Phil Hester lovers at in the chat? They got mad at me last week when I said I didn't really care for it.
Darwin Cook. Darwin Cook is my favorite artist of all time. I love Darwin's art, man. And Jesus, you want
Yeah.
to talk about timeless. Darwin Cook had a really interesting way of blending just an iconic and classic style into the modern age, and it looks, even by today's standards, just so beautiful. I mean, you look at the stuff he was doing in what was that book? In Parker. All the stuff he was doing in Parker when he was experimenting with different styles and everything. Like, oh my god, dude. Ugh. New Frontier.
Oh yeah. Interior, I would think Jim Lee moves the needle more than Alex Ross. I can't wait for the new Hush omnibus in 5 years. Are you going to be getting the OG Lethal Weapon on 4K UHD, or do you already have it?
No, it hasn't come out yet. I'm gonna get it.
You're definitely getting it.
Yeah.
Denise Camp and Javi Rodriguez. Javi Rodriguez is really good. I really like Javi Rodriguez's art in the Zatanna book. Here's our friend from the Great White North, True Graphic. How are you doing? Good to see you.
Take me with you
to the Great White North.
Please let me go. Get me out of this hellhole. Okay, sorry.
Earth's Geomancer. Now, I have not been following these titles. I have all of the, Al Ewing's Venom and Romvi's Carnage, I think, but I haven't caught up on them, so I don't know this artist, Gerardo Sandoval.
I don't know.
Denise Camp is writing Absolute MM and Assorted Crisis events. My mix-up. I was thinking about okay. Denise Camp is a writer. Okay, that's good. Okay,
I have a question for you. So your favorite? I'm assuming. I think I've heard you say this. Your favorite Batman artist of all time is Neil Adams, correct?
Yeah.
Do you think his style has held up? How do you think modern? How do you feel about it versus today?
I think that his work in the late 60s, early 70s set the model for today's artists.
Ooh, okay. I like that.
So I feel like Jim Lee, I don't know that Jim Lee would call him an influence, but because I have not seen anything about Jim Lee saying that, but I would assume that Jim Lee would have been influenced by Neil Adams. I feel like that's where I kind of got. That's where I sort of lost interest in the Bronze Age. It was after, and Neil Adams didn't, necessarily draw a super long period, but it was right around 76 that I dropped out, and I think he was long gone from DC and probably Marvel too at that point.
Yeah.
And then came back with Dark Knight Returns. But my guess is that Neil Adams was probably an influence on all those 90s artists.
Okay.
Whereas I assume Dan Mora is a young guy, and Jim Lee would have been an influence on him, probably.
Good point. Very good point.
Oh yeah, tomorrow's Free Comic Book Day.
I almost forgot about that. We could go over some things too if you want for Free Comic Book Day.
Sure. Another great artist is Lou. His skill at painting himself into a corner with controversial comments is mystifying. That's funny.
I have been known to poke the bear every once in a while.
Yeah, I remember watching it live a few years ago on I think it was a video game board where you were just baiting this guy relentlessly.
Oh,
it was fun to watch because he deserved to be baited, and yeah, you were poking him hard. It was funny.
Yeah, no, those days are far behind me. I like it. God, there would be times when I was still active in the Omnibus Collectors Facebook group and in the video game group, where I would message you guys a screenshot and I would go, "Hey guys, watch this." And I would deliberately just see how much I could piss somebody off, just to kind of mess with them a little bit. And I've been blocked a few times. I've been threatened to be blocked from those groups too. And I'm like, what the? I'm on the show that this thing is named out of. From the mods there were a few mods that I'm like, oh, you probably don't like me too much, which is fine because I didn't like half the people on there anyway. I can reveal that now because I'm not in the group. Yeah, I would poke the bear quite a bit and start fights with people, and then I would make them look really stupid a lot.
Yeah, you were pretty artistic.
Yeah,
you had a lot of dry powder that you saved and used later in the argument.
Jesus, yeah. People tend to be in their arguments. People tend to be predictable, and I go, okay, you're probably going to respond to me with this. I'm not getting into the specifics about it. The one time that it did irk me just a little bit was when somebody came after my kids. And I was like, oh, yeah. They said something about my kids. And I
don't remember that.
Yeah. It was some friggin' asshole. I don't even remember his name at this point. But it was years ago. And it basically went to, oh, I hope this and this and this and this happens to your kids. And I was like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, okay. That's not cool at all.
No.
That's somebody that doesn't have anything left to argue with.
No.
Yeah.
And I was the one that got the warning on that, by the way.
Oh, you were?
I was the one that got the. In all fairness, I kind of started it. But I was like, oh, come on, man. I was having fun. You didn't have to bring my kids into this. That's not cool.
No, that's not cool at all. Aku, I forget what your question was. It was about how good Silver Surfer was by the Allreds and Dan Slott. It's one of my all-time favorite books. It genuinely made me cry at the end of it. If you watch my video, 10 books that made me cry, that's one of them. The ending completely got me choked up. And I think it's beautifully written. I think it's the best thing I've ever read from Dan Slott. And I like Dan Slott. I just think that book is a book on its own. And the Allreds were the perfect people to choose for that style that he was going for. I mean, that book was absolutely perfect for Michael Allred and Laura Allred to contribute.
Well, they've been a team for forever. How long have they been? The first thing I remember them working on was Ecstatics. I think they worked on Ecstatics together, right?
The Allreds?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's been coloring his stuff since Mad Men, maybe? Have they been working that long? Mad Men, I think is what it is.
They have been married a remarkably long time. I brought it up.
Friend of the show, by the way. Best friends with you.
Friend of the show. He's a couple years younger than I am and has a grandson in college.
Wow.
It's not often that you get teenage romances that last. And I don't know. They have to have been married 45 years or something. So that's amazing to me. I have no idea how we got there. Oh, Silver Surfer was, yeah. But I feel like the timeline. He started off with Madman. But what was before Ecstatics? I feel like there must have been something in. I feel like Ecstatics was in around 2002-ish.
Yeah, that's about right.
So what was he doing in the 90s besides Madman?
That is a good question. We have the internet.
Okay. You know what? I was going to say Jerome Pena. His art is fantastic.
His output isn't the best though.
He's
Jerome
kinda
can't keep a
slow.
monthly. Yeah, he can't. Which I mean, when you get an artist like that, yeah, that makes sense. But he can't keep a monthly book.
No, that's why 7 to Eternity took an eternity, because he was
Yes,
the
it-
artist. He's
yes,
an
it
awesome
did.
artist, but he is pretty slow. About to start reading. Oh, Creature from the Black Lagoon lives. Plus, I will be going to see Thunderbolts tomorrow, so please do not spoil the movie for me. Don't spoil it for me either. I'm seeing it Monday or Tuesday.
Mike is 56.
Mike who?
Mike Allred.
Michael? No.
He's 56. That's what the Google machine tells me.
He's 10 years younger than I am? How could he be 10 years younger than I am and have a grandson in college?
Hey, I'm going off of the Google machine.
Okay. That's fair.
You
Well,
know?
I love them both. They're both awesome. And wait, what's this from? Hey, Doc. What up? Me.
Hey, nobody ruined Thunderbolts because I actually want to go see it. I'm gonna see if I could catch a Sunday screening around.
Yeah,
I'm not
same.
sure
I want to see it Monday.
because I'm hearing great things about it, and I can't believe I'm about to say this. I'm hearing actually Sentry is really good in the movie, and I want to be proven wrong.
Did we know that Sentry's in the movie? Because
Yeah.
Oh, we do?
Yeah, that's been known.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll be buying the Cook Spirit. Oh, AE. Yeah, those. Where are those books? The Spirit books are. Yeah, they're just standard size, so that'd be a good one to get. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Classic Neil's much better than modern Neil. Yeah, I think we agree.
This is before he George Lucased his own work.
Yeah.
Yeah, poor Neil.
Doesn't look like Midtown Comics have any sale. Kind of surprise. Oh, so Kane was asking, what comics are you looking to get for free comic book day? I will not be going near Annapolis because that is where my LCS is. They get 8 to 10,000 people a year. The police block off the street. You have to get access. It's insane. I mean, they make it work because, you know, they have the manpower to make it work, but that's way too people-y for me. But I'm not familiar with any free comic book day books.
I got the list if you want.
Oh,
We can go through some of them.
Yeah.
All right. Wait, I'll send you the link and you can share it. We'll do that.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
All right. There you go.
Okay.
I'm not as fast as Geo, but I can get the job done.
You actually got it done very quickly. Okay. Doink. Share screen. Comic book day.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to catch an IMAX screening of it, guys, on Sunday. I'll probably go sometime after church, Sunday afternoon or something like that, and catch a screening. I am seriously considering.
Okay.
I'm considering signing up for AMC Stubs, just because of everything that's coming out this over the summer. I know I'm going to be spending some time at the movie theater, and I'm like, $20 a month. I get go to the movie theater 3 times a week. I think it's worth the investment at this point. So there's a lot of good stuff coming out.
Have you seen Sinners yet?
Loved it. It's my favorite film of the year. Oh my God, I love Sinners.
Omar was raving about it to me the other day.
It's fantastic. You'll love it, man.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
Oh, Earth's Geomancer. Jim Lee's Psylocke is almost enough to turn me straight. Okay. His Psylocke is pretty awesome. Okay, so Comic Book Day, free Comic Book Day. Amazing Spider-Man Ultimate Universe.
That's okay.
Okay.
So these are apparently the 13 biggest free comic book day. This is IGN, so take that with a grain of salt. They haven't been known for quality.
13 biggest comics to read this year. Okay.
Blood Type Zero by OmniBros. I don't know what that is.
It's an EC Comics imprint. The serial, several new series. If you want to early go, it looks like horror. Scourge of the Serpent from Conan.
That looks cool.
It does. Jim Zub's writing Conan really well right now.
Oh, is he? I didn't know that.
Yeah. That they're just trades coming out from Titan, but they're really good. Maybe Kane can tell us something about this. Critical Role, The Mighty Nine Origins, Black Hammer. Wait,
Black
what?
Hammer to
Black Hammer's in the Critical Role universe?
In the Critical Universe, and Bo and Caleb get a little caught up in the evening of dinner theater fun. There's also a Black Hammer story focused on Colonel Weird.
Colonel, yeah.
One that highlights both the past and future of the Black Hammer universe. I thought Jim Lee was done with that. Not Jim Lee. I thought Jeff Lemire. Goodness, I thought Jeff Lemire was done with that Black Hammer stuff.
Well, I thought I don't know. Boy, okay. I don't know anything about Mighty Nine, but putting it together with Black Hammer is interesting. DC All In Special Edition.
Why does Superman look like Frankenstein there?
Oof, yeah.
That is not that head. Like,
yeah.
You're gonna get the people of Metropolis out there with pitchforks and torches. Similar to last year's DC All In special, DC is releasing a flip book that reveals the future of both the core DC universe and the new Absolute Universe. On one hand, this issue serves as an introduction to the upcoming Superman Unlimited series from Dan Slott and Raphael Albuquerque. That's Raphael. I like Raphael Albuquerque's art usually. On the other, it features a new Absolute Universe story by Jeff Lemire.
Wait, let's blow this up and see. Let me see if I can.
I usually like Raphael's art.
Is that Raphael Albuquerque's signature?
I think
it's like it could be.
Might be. I like this stuff in American Vampire.
Oh yeah, I agree.
From the Giuseppe Camuncoli. Giuseppe.
Cannelloni. Energon Universe Special Number 1.
Okay. Skybound really made waves with a surprise reveal that Void Rivals was actually the launching point for a new shared universe involving Transformers and G.I. Joe. All three pillars of the Energon universe are featured in this issue, which features 3 new short stories and a twist so big they had to censor the cover. They're bringing back Walking Dead or something. Watch.
Walking Dead.
I don't know.
Fantastic Four and X-Men.
Now you have raved about this the most recent Fantastic Four run, correct?
Oh yeah. I just got the 5th book.
Yeah.
I haven't read it yet, but it's so fun. So much fun. So well written. It is so well written by Ryan North. I am very much considering reading Unbeatable Squirrel Girl, which he wrote. And I
heard it here first, folks. Unbeatable Squirrel Girl review next week.
I did not find the first oversized hardcover funny, but maybe I was just in a bad mood, or maybe I was just not feeling it. But
yeah,
man, this Fantastic Four, if it keeps going like it is going, it's going to be my favorite Fantastic Four ever.
Nice. Marvel is pairing the X-Men and Fantastic Four for their second big free comic book day release. This issue should be on everyone's radar, if no other reason that it features a new FF tale from Ryan North and Humberto Ramos. There you go, Jess. On the X-Men side, Colin Kelly and Jackson Lanzing are revisiting the fateful day Charles Xavier first assembled the all-new, all-different X-Men and revealing the one mutant who turned him down. Oh, he still can't get over it. It was a bad breakup that day. So let's take a shot in the dark. Who was the one mutant who turned down Charles Xavier? It was probably Duke.
All new, all different. Was that? I mean, there was a. Okay, wait a sec. Is all new, all different considered X-Men 94 and giant size X-Men, like the beginning of the Claremont run?
You are the X-Men expert on this show.
Oh dear, that's not good.
Now that Riley has taken a turn for Japan, you are the X-Men expert on our show now, and Omar is doing his own thing. So yeah, you're top of the pile with X-Men right now.
Michael Allred was born in 62. Okay, so that's 3 years younger than I am. Okay, so he's 63. That's what I thought. Madman started in the 90s. Madman came first. He was a big underground artist in the 90s. Quesada brought a ton of indie creators in the 90s to get that fresh shot in the comics after the bankruptcy. They got married the year I graduated college, which is amazing. So he was like, they were both like 19. That's amazing. And I told him that troll rage is coming from a person who got the papers where the wife is getting full custody. Yeah, no spoilers. Okay. No spoilers. I liked it. I won't say how much. Don't want to set expectations, but I recommend seeing it. Now, that's a good way to share your thoughts on a movie without spoiling it.
I appreciate
Don't want to set expectations, but recommend seeing it. That's a good one.
I appreciate that, yeah, because I want to go. Like I said, I'm probably going to catch it Sunday afternoon at some point. I really want to go see it. I originally wasn't even planning on seeing it. I'm like, I'm just going to wait it out till it shows up on Disney Plus or I could stream it at home. But I'm like, well, everybody's saying it's so good, so I'm going to go check it out. I'm gonna bite the bullet.
I want to see Sinners too. I'm gonna have to go by myself. Not my favorite thing, but I just heard so many good things about Sinners that I want to see it.
Oh, dude, I don't mind going to the movie theaters by myself. I've been doing it even before I was with my wife. I've been doing it for years and years and years, going to the movie theaters by myself.
Yeah, I used to have no problem with it, so I may do it.
I love doing it.
William Lee, I'm sorry, I'm in the room without a television. Go Tiffy, though. Yeah. What are your thoughts on David Harbour as Red Guardian? I think he's a crack up.
He's fantastic. He is so good.
I think he's hilarious. I really like him a lot. I'm sorry he didn't get a chance to be a good Hellboy.
Yeah, that stinks. You know what? I'm gonna throw out. Here we go. Here's a hot take. I like Florence Pugh as Black Widow more than Scarlett Johansson.
You mean White Widow?
Yeah, well, she's white. I like her as a better Widow. How about that?
She's a better Widow, more than Scarlett Johansson. Well,
I like her more.
She's funnier. I bet she's this whole cast has potential to be very funny.
Yes. Yes, it does.
And serious, but funny in a good way. Like Bucky already, they call themselves the Thunderbolts, and Bucky already going, you can't call yourselves that. Just the way he says it. I'm like, Sebastian Stan is good for this role. I think it's great.
She was great in the Hawkeye TV series. She was good in the Black Widow movie. I can't wait to see this one, mainly for her. I think she's going to crush it. I like her as a better Widow. I think she's more entertaining.
Okay. Is it easy or possible to share an AMC account with someone like people do with streaming services? Was thinking about that at the theater today.
That's a good point. I don't know.
Surprisingly worth it if you go to the movies regularly. You get discounts on the snacks. Recommend the pretzel bites.
Right. So I was thinking about this since I went to see Sinners about 2 weeks ago. I paid for the IMAX. I ponied up for it, which was worth every dime. And I ended up at the end of it paying $25. And I thought, I could have just gotten AMC stubs and probably paid about the same amount. And I would have saved myself cash because now I want to go see Thunderbolts. And the thing is that this summer movie season is stacked. It is probably one of the best summer movie seasons that we're going to have in a long time. So I'm like, yeah, I might as well just bite the bullet, $20 a month, at least for the summer. And then I get to go when I want and when I can squeeze in a movie or two here or there.
Okay. It sounds like it. You look like the real polar bear, Jess. Let's go Mets. What's up, Brian? I'm getting updates from my daughter who's watching the game. Don't let Jess... It wasn't that I don't like X. It's just he just picked 4 X-related titles. That is totally true. I don't dislike X, but Lou's calling me the X-Man expert on the show now, and I forget now what we were talking about. Oh, all new, all different X-Men. Is that the beginning of the Chris Claremont era with like X-Men 94 and giant size X-Men?
Hey man,
Marvel had a time period, or what do you call it? Like all in for DC, where it was all new, all different Marvel, which was within the past 15 years.
God, I remember that.
ANAD. Sinners was great.
Hey, our Otoni, which is Riley, he's retired. Okay, so now you got to step up to the plate, and you're going to be our X-Men guy.
Well, I'm going to say then that all new, all different is probably the beginning of the Chris Claremont era.
Okay.
Oh, we're trying to figure out who the one mutant was that turned him down?
Right. Who's the one mutant that turned him down, apparently? It was probably somebody like, no, not Deadpool.
It'd have to be somebody good.
Yeah.
But also not on the team and not one of the originals. Somebody or like that giant size X-Men was like Wolvie, and there was, I can just picture it. Wolvie
was there.
Psylocke,
yeah.
Okay.
Psylocke was there.
But I don't think Emma was. I think she was evil first with the Brotherhood of Evil or the Hellfire Club rather.
Yeah.
But wait, why would he ask her if she was evil at the time? Okay, so not Emma. Who's a consequential at that time X-Men? The X-Men that wouldn't, was it maybe Magic?
I can see Magic. Okay, yeah.
This is where it would really help to have Riley. Or I should just call Omar and ask him.
What time is it? It's 9:11 on a Friday night.
Maybe. Oh, he's blasted.
Wow. Okay.
Gargoyles Demona.
Yeah, that's Gargoyles. Okay.
Here's one for Geo. Godzilla, the New Heroes.
Cool.
Oh, you should read this. This sounds cool.
In case you missed the news, IDW is launching an entire new shared universe of Godzilla comics. Godzilla comics this summer. This issue serves as a primer for that universe with a 10-page prelude story accompanied by previews of the forthcoming ongoing comic book. Cool.
Wait, are they saying Godzilla for? Oh no, they're just for some reason they said it twice in there.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, who is this? IGN? Oh, well, they're better than Bleeding Cool.
Power Rangers, VR Troopers #1. I used to love both of these things, Power Rangers and VR Troopers as a kid.
Oh, what was VR Troopers?
It was it was another Sentai show. It was basically the same premise, like some kids that they get powers and then they fight evil and they get cool suits and stuff like that. It was something really popular back in the 90s.
Hmm.
Star Wars #1. That is not bad. That is actually a pretty good cover. Jeez. That's pretty good.
That's a Phil Notto cover.
That's really
He's a good artist. I really love his art, especially in the Krakoa era. He drew a ton of great stuff.
That is a very good cover. I like that a lot.
Yeah. Here we go.
Thundercats and Powerpuff Girls. That is.
Oh, wait. I thought you were going to read Marvel's third and final free comic book day release is focused on the recently revamped Star Wars line, which now consists of Charles Soule and Luke Ross's Star Wars Legacy of Vader, Star Wars Jedi Knights, Alex Segura and Phil Notto's Star Wars. Fittingly, this issue features 3 new tales, each tied to one of those 3 books. Okay. Thundercats, Powerpuff Girls. How's that happen?
I think that's pretty cool.
I love the Powerpuff Girls.
I do too. It's
So did Kelly. We had so much fun watching them.
Yeah, Powerpuff Girls is fun, man.
Okay, and that is it for the top 13, according to them.
I got to tell you, I don't think it's that solid of a list this year.
It is or is not?
I don't think it's too solid of a list this year. I mean, I'm in. So okay, let's go down the list. Which ones, if we were to brave people and actually go out there,
I'd be interested in this one.
All right. Yeah, I'm with you.
See who the mutant was that turned him down.
Somebody report back on that next week.
Yeah. I'd probably get this too, all in special edition.
He's gonna throw a little girl in the lake.
I might have to get this just for the Black Hammer story.
Yeah, I would grab that just for Black Hammer.
This I need to catch up on my Conan, but what I've read from Titan and Jim Zub is actually really good.
Mm-hmm.
This looks like horror.
I pass on that.
Okay, this one might be good. Amazing Spider-Man Ultimate Universe.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Kelly. Oh, artist JR. The second story, artist Jonas Scharf.
It's what I told you, man. It's that this whole Spider-Man thing lately has been that monkey's paw, where it's like, oh man, Joe Kelly is writing Spider-Man. Ah, shit, John Romita Jr. is doing the art. But I only read the first issue, and he only did the backup story in that, which is like 2 pages. I can slog through modern day John Romita Jr. art if it's only about 3 or 4 pages. After that, now you're asking way too much of me.
Demona, Godzilla, and Power Rangers. No, I think I listed what I'd be interested in about 4 of the books.
Yeah, it's okay. I take it back. It's a solid list. And like always, guys, if you go out to pick up these books, not every book in the store is free. I think we need to say that. I think our audience knows at this point that that's not the case. Don't be that guy that walks into the store and expects to walk out with 50 different titles and go, I thought it was free comic book day. I thought every book in the store was free. That's not how it works. Also, please support your local stores. Pick up a trade, even if it's only $10. The stores have to pay to get these books in there. So
we've got dueling Googles here. Matt H says Google says it was Multiple Man, and Dave Johnson says Dazzler turned them down. Says Google.
What was Dazzler? Nobody cares about Dazzler.
Are you? It makes sense, Multiple Man, but Dazzler? I wonder. Okay, the blinking ads are getting to me.
You're a Dazzler fan, aren't you? I thought you were.
I do like Dazzler, yeah.
Okay, all right. I take it back. Sorry, Jess.
William Lee, that is not what I said. I didn't say that at all.
No, he did not say that. Don't put that
He's
out there.
not. He's not. I've seen him drink completely normally. He's not anywhere near that.
No, he's not.
Omar not even home. Oh, where is he? I don't need him to be home.
And how do you know that?
Yeah.
How do you know that? You have access to his Ring camera, James? Do you have access to my Ring camera?
Yes, just that stream you did with Crisis, mapping out the X-Men Omnis with some next level comics knowledge. My head was spinning. I know this is completely sarcastic because I was not on. I know that AS is being funny. Yeah, no, I could not possibly map out an X-Men Omni. My head was spinning.
X-Men #1 go here. Ultimate X-Men 3 here. Because the thing is that X-Men gets so convoluted, especially when you start getting into the 90s stuff, which I think you bounced off of X-Men around that time, right? If I'm not mistaken.
When?
The 90s X-Men period? Or were you reading X-Men back then?
I read it a little bit.
Okay.
I really started reading it more around 2012, 2013, when in the omnibus format. New X-Men, Astonishing X-Men, and Uncanny X-Force were my first 3 X books.
Yeah, I think that's kind of always been the big issue of the X-Men stuff, hasn't it? It gets too big. They reboot the line. They start off with just a handful of titles, and then before you know it, you're reading 30 different X-Men books, and you go, I can't keep up with it. That happens.
Yeah, it was. I decided I was going to do all of Krakoa, and then take 5 years off of X-Men, and so I'm going to read the second half of Krakoa this year, and then when the current stuff is omnibized in 5 years, then I'll read that then.
Yeah.
Kane's up for Gargoyles.
Nice.
Very Fine is going to be at Sentinel Comics tomorrow for Free Comic Book Day in Columbus, Georgia.
Nice.
Oh, Sentinel Comics, friend of VFC. He's a very interesting guy. He owns the comic book store, Sentinel Comics. So Omar's going to be a featured guest there, huh?
Ooh.
Good. It's a weak year, but Diamond was going bankrupt, so the whole day was a toss-up if it was even happening.
Oh, yeah.
I completely forgot about this. Was that that was an Instagram thing that you had? Do you remember this?
I forgot about the bacon popcorn. Yeah, we need to do that.
Because I have an iron skillet, and I forget, you cook the bacon in the bacon grease. Sorry, you cook the popcorn in the bacon grease.
Bingo.
And then I feel like you crumble up bacon bits.
Yep.
In it, and something else like sweet.
I'll look it up after we're done. We can do this next week. We can do it next Friday.
I mean, all you need is an iron skillet and popcorn, and I have those two things. Well, I don't have popcorn, and I don't have bacon either, but I got the skillet. That would be good if we could remember to do it. We just keep forgetting Earth's Geomancer. Well, AS is wondering where that bacon popcorn is. Some of the LCSs around here give away a few free issues, 1 through 5, and then ask for, that's awesome, food bank donations to get more issues.
See, that's cool.
That is. Dazzler turns them down in issue 130. Not sure about Maddox. Yeah, this is actually scary that we both believe this, James. He's got 3 computer screens up on his desk, so he's constantly checking on things.
Yeah.
They actually mapped my ex for magic. Omar and Peter and Oddfell. What it was was it a magic? I forget, but it was magic themed. So I need to watch that and make sure I have all of her appearances that they talked about. Oddfell knows a lot about X-Men and magic. Bacon popcorn, making bacon popcorn, cook the bacon, put it in the popcorn. That's what it's going to make. Bacon popcorn. Sing it like Jake from Adventure Time's bacon pancakes.
I know. I understood that reference. That's
okay. I didn't. I do know what Adventure Time is, and I can kind of picture Jake, but I don't know it.
I got some books. I've got about 20 to 30 minutes left.
Okay, yeah. What'd you read?
So I got a handful of stuff that I've read. I'm still making my way through. I'm glad we brought up Allred. I'm still making my way through Superman Space Age, and I'm about halfway through it. Yeah, dude, it's good. It is very, very, very good. It works on a lot of different levels. It works as a period piece. It works as a commentary on hope and what it means to be a hero and what. So this is early days of Superman, right? He's really just starting to discover who he really is and everything like that, and what he means to the world and everything. And this is also a period piece because it's set during the space race. I kind of like there's also a little bit of Silver Age campiness, I think, to it, just a little bit mixed, but there is a dark undertone to it, especially with Lex Luthor.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Luthor is unrepentant, crazed killer.
Yeah, there's a moment in it where he does something goofy, and I'm like, this feels like something that would have been well into the Silver Age. Just like, haha, I've got you all, and now we're in my underground bunker. And you're like, oh, that's kind of funny. And then he reveals what he actually did, and you go, oh, that's really messed up what you did. I don't want to spoil it because it's a fairly recent book. But I really like it a lot. Can I be honest? I'm not crazy about the Batman design in this one. The way that he's got his suit and everything like that. I just don't care for the design. I really like the fact that it takes on the industrial complex, and it seems like in the second half, it's going to be really tackling what happened to a lot of inner cities back then, when a lot of people that had money just went whoop and left to the suburbs, and how that really messed up a lot of inner cities back then.
Okay.
Again, I'm early into the second half, so that seems like kind of what it's going to be tackling. And how Bruce Wayne is trying to figure out his own way in this book, and like, well, the Batman thing isn't necessarily working out, so I want to get into politics and stuff like that. And it's really cool because we also see this rendition of the Justice League and how this Justice League ends up forming, and the inner conflict of like, well, are we just a bunch of people that are sitting here debating, or are we trying to do something good for people? And what that is. And it is not the book that I thought this was going to be. It's really good.
Yeah, it's very dark. And it ends, both of them, Batman Dark Age and Superman Space Age, both of them end in 1985 when Crisis on Infinite Earths happens.
Okay. I haven't read Batman Space Age, but I'm going to. But
yeah,
Superman Space Age is very, very good. But again, it's not what I expected.
And then he's doing Wonder Woman, and it's probably called Golden Age or something. I don't know actually what it could be called, but it's interesting. Once you read Superman Space Age, I'd be interested if you read this next, because it's a different Batman than in Space Age.
Okay.
Similar story, but different and much different ending.
Okay.
And I'm wondering if the very end of it features Well, I don't want to ruin the end of what you're reading since you haven't read it yet. But when you get to the end of Space Age and then when you get to the end of Dark Age, I'd like to compare them with you and see what you think both endings mean, because they're different.
All right.
This isn't necessarily the one in Space Age.
Okay.
I mean, it's not.
Is it a different tone? Is that kind of what you're implying?
It's a different reality, I think.
Okay.
I think it's a different Earth.
Okay. Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, that's what I'm interested in talking to you about, because it's the Batman in Dark Age is very different than in Space Age.
Yeah, I don't know. Certainly, I expected the commentary from Mark Russell, because that's kind of Mark Russell's bag, right? He's always been a bit of a satirist, even from his early work. And this seems like he's not being shy about it, about some of the things he's tackling in this. It's good. It's exceptionally good. Honestly, I'm really excited to finish it. I mean, Mike Allred. I'm not going to talk about Mike Allred's art because it's Mike Allred. It's always great. You know, the man. He doesn't put out bad work. And he captures that time period.
Yeah,
very, very well, just from the different styles of clothing and it's so great, man. I love this version of Lois. I love the I'm gonna get the story no matter what version of Lois. There's one because it's set during the 1960s where she's sitting in a prison cell and she's talking to people that were in a sit-in and what that means and why they were doing what they were doing. And man, it's great. It really is great. I keep harping on it, but good Lord.
She's the one that breaks the JFK assassination. She's and she's there with the civil rights movement.
Yes.
Is that as far as you've gotten?
Yes.
As far as Lois? Okay.
Yeah, that's as far as I got. Right. The last big moment she has had in this book was the sit-in, where she was a part of it and she gets arrested and everything like that. Yeah. That was the last big thing. But she is fantastic in it. And goodness gracious, I just love how they captured that time period. And not only that, I think Mark Russell writes a really, really, really good Ma and Pa Kent. Yeah. I think he has their voices down so well, man.
And I love how he works in both Lois's dad and Clark's dad and their experiences in World War II.
Yes. Yeah. And what that means to be a hero. And sometimes you got to make sacrifices. He uses this popular analogy of like, okay, well, you've got 5 people tied onto a train track. And then you've got one like old lady tied on to the other side of the train track, and you have the switch. Who do you save? And Superman is battling with this conflict, and eventually he comes to a solution where I went, yeah, that's such a Superman solution. That would 100% be what Superman would go with. Goodness.
And Batman ends up with his own solution to that problem too in that book.
Okay, I haven't gotten there
yet. Yeah. Which did I like better, Dark Age or Space Age? William Lee says he liked Space Age better. Yes, I'm surprised you thought Dark Age was too dark, left you feeling really down. I thought the ending was very hopeful in Dark Age. I found it touching and hopeful, the ending. But, we all read things differently. Space Age was my book of the year in, what year is this? 2023. God. Because I interviewed him last year. So Dark Age is great. I don't know yet if it's going to be my book of the year, but I felt the ending was very hopeful.
Okay.
That's me. And it's a much different story than Space Age. Okay. Yeah.
The other thing I read this week was I started reading Ultimate Wolverine #1, the new series that just came out. I don't know if I'm going to continue with this. Yeah, I did not hate this. I want to preface that, but yeah, I didn't hate it. But the least interesting part about this is actually Wolverine in this story, because he isn't really a character at all in the 4 issues that I've read.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's not a character. He's not. He is literally a killing machine that is used by all these different people in the so basically the whole gimmick of this is that he is this version of Winter Soldier. He has been captured and he's been brainwashed and stuff like that, and he's basically being sent out by the Russian government to kill people in this universe that are X-Men. And really popular X-Men. It starts off in the first issue with like, oh man, I love these characters. Oh wow, a lot of these characters in this universe are now dead. Okay, cool. Yeah, including one of my favorites. I was like really annoyed, going, fuck, really? Okay, we're doing this. And the thing is, that's all the book really is. It's 4 issues of Wolverine goes out, kills a bunch of X-Men or a bunch of people, comes back, and we're going to brainwash him again. And we're slowly losing control of Wolverine because, of course, we are. Because that's never worked against anybody that's tried to capture and brainwash Wolverine. So that's really all the 4 issues is. But now, I will say, if you are invested in the greater Ultimate Universe that they are building right now.
That's what Kane's saying here.
Yes. If you are invested in everything else that they are building, that is by far the biggest hook of this and the most interesting aspect of this. Because there's a lot of stuff here that is laying the groundwork for a lot of things that will come up later, I'm assuming. And not only that, it fleshes out a corner of the X-Men stuff that I've heard the main Ultimate X-Men title isn't really doing. So, if you are interested in where a lot of the X-Men are, this might be the book to pick up for you. Just know Wolverine is the most boring part of this book. In a book called Ultimate Wolverine. Because
funny.
He hadn't done anything with them. It's true. The ending of issue 4 is dark, and it's enough to keep me going for probably another handful of issues to see where it goes. But otherwise, I would have dropped this book. Yeah.
Dave Johnson said it was Multiple Man. Dazzler was after Dark Phoenix Saga. Thank you. Jewish Dragons, I read the new Joe Kelly, Pepe Larraz Spider-Man. That's a hot artist and writer on Spider-Man. It seems pretty promising, but I kind of like the Zub JR run, so I'm probably not a super demanding Spidey reader.
I read that first issue too, and I liked it. I thought it was a solid first issue.
When did Jim Zub write Spidey? Pre-Spencer? Wait. Now I'm forgetting the name of the guy that. Oh, Zeb Wells. Was it before Zeb Wells? Or are you thinking you put Zub and did you mean Zeb?
Maybe he meant Zeb.
Allred did the Atomics in the 90s, and Alex Ross also did the DC tabloids. Right. That got collected into World's Greatest Superheroes. I had those books. I may still have those, but I love that. Absolute. No Concept. I really dug the first issue of Ultimate Wolverine. Waiting for when the trade comes out.
Magic is in this, by the way.
Sorry?
Magic is in this book, by the way.
Okay.
He's not into that. He's not into that much, but she in it.
And she's got her own solo title, so I need to I am excited to read that. I feel like Ultimate Universe is losing it. The only thing that keeps it alive is Ultimate Spider-Man and maybe the Ultimates.
Wow, we're going back, aren't we? It is 2000.
You did mean Wells. Okay.
It's 2022. It's 2002 all over again.
Each Ultimate book is setting up the groundwork in different parts of the world. We're learning all of this information and the ramification of the Maker's changes to the world and their effects. Everything is slowly unraveling, and there will probably be a giant clash in the first major arc of the series. After that, it will probably be more of the Maker's shenanigans and repairing the damage. America Chavez did come from a maker-free future after all.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. Yeah, I have not been reading any of the Ultimates or any of the Absolute DC stuff. I'm probably going to get the DC hardcovers when they come out, but I want to wait till this Ultimate Universe shakes out and gets collected somehow. Mapping that would probably be interesting.
And that's what I got for you, man. Do you want to share anything you got?
I didn't get a chance to read anything. I worked on a video that I put out yesterday, so yeah, no, I didn't really read anything. I hope I can read something this weekend.
That's all good, man. Actually, I got to get going pretty soon, so we could kind of go into the wrap up and we get out of here.
Okay, I will do that. Thank you. Gee, NFL dude. Is there a reason you want me to check? Let's see. Where is the mail? Right there. Wow. OmniDogs Vault 426. I think we may have played that already. April 26th. April 30th. Are there any new ones, or are these April 30th was just a couple days ago. Name that tune, Stump the Brag, sent you a voice message. Okay, this might be funny. Let me share the screen. Ah, that's what you're referring to. Okay. Okay. Wait, let me make sure that I got that right. Okay, I did not. There we go. Okay, you can see that? Voice message 143?
Yep.
Okay. Let me wait a second. Where'd it go? There it is. Okay, here we go. I'm supposed to name that? I can barely hear it. I can barely hear that, NFL dude. I'm sorry. Yeah, Cade's feeling what. Yeah, I.
You look stumped.
Yeah, I'm stumped. That's not at all what it sounded like when I sent it in. What'd you send in? Inagata Davida, and it came out like this. That's very funny.
Oh man, that's great. Love you, man. Thank you so much for the voice.
Thank you.
You stumped Jess. You definitely did.
Sure did. Yeah, you got me, man. Nicely done. Oh, that's funny. That's a good way to end the show. When we talk about something that's also a good time to be had by all is InStockTrades.com, where you can get your collected editions from 30, 60, 80% off. That red tag sale's going on right now. Don't forget your 2% loyalty discount. It's the month of May, and we're going to be giving away a free $50 gift certificate to InStockTrades.com. $50 or more in an order gets you free shipping in the United States, fabulous customer service, fabulous packaging. That's InStockTrades.com.
Yeah.
Oh, what am I missing here? There we go. Okay.
There's no gift card today.
It's a chiptune remix of Mr. Brightside.
Brother, I didn't get any of that. I'm sorry.
I know the Killers, so I should have. Yeah, thanks everybody for being here. Appreciate it. Really appreciate everybody being here. Lou, thank you for everything that you do. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me.
Happy Friday.
And yeah, everybody have a good weekend. Peace and love. Peace and love.
Have a good weekend. Good night, everybody.
Yeah. Good night.